Welcome to my views and news. Some news stories for you. First one is from Tigray. UN Secretary General's visit to Tigray has been cancelled or postponed, but no news about the visit to happen. The visit was due to happen today on Monday. So why is that Antonio Guterres is not visiting Tigray? He was in Addis Ababa having a meeting with PM Abiy last night. Secondly, a viewer sent a video. He said, Sajid, this video shows a lavish party thrown by the PM for African Union leaders and other world leaders in Addis Ababa last night. So what do you say? In a country where thousands are in need of dire need of food aid, such lavish parties are being organized. Thirdly, viewers, Debre Berhan, where thousands are arriving on foot from Wellega, displaced from Wellega because of the conflict there. Videos are being shared, pictures are being shared. And lastly, Tour de Rwanda, the cycling road race in Rwanda, ongoing interesting contest between Eritrean cyclist Mulu Birhan Hinok and British cyclist for non-Ethan. Details for you. Firstly, viewers, it was Tigray TV, another Tigray sources, which reported that on Monday, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres would visit Tigray. Then several other news sources reported as well, citing diplomatic sources that were saying that Antonio Guterres would visit Tigray. Antonio Guterres arrived in Addis Ababa 2 days ago to attend African Union Summit. Charles Michael of EU and other Western diplomats arrived as well, and entire African leadership too. And we saw Antonio Guterres holding some meetings. He was seen with PM Abiy as well. But so far, Antonio Guterres has not visited Tigray. Reportedly, the visit has been cancelled. So what does it mean? Does it mean that Tigray holds importance? It does not hold any importance for UN now. Now UN wants to talk to the Prime Minister. I personally think that PM Abiy is the in charge now. Everyone has realized that power center in Ethiopia now is the Prime Minister, Ethiopian government. That is why other power centers are not being contacted directly. Though Church asserted its power last week. But internationally, PM Abiy has managed to prop up his image that he is the one who is in charge. Road to Tigray passes through Addis Ababa. That is why entire African leadership, world leaders were in Addis Ababa. Did you hear any mention of Tigray? Just a few months ago, Tigray was in the news. Everyone was talking about need for delivery of aid to Tigray, need for independent investigations, etc. But no one said a word about Tigray in the last 2 days when African leaders, world leaders were in Addis Ababa. Why? Because PM Abiy is now selling the peace deal as government's achievement. He's selling green legacy program. He's selling wheat export of Ethiopia. And he wants financial support from the UN, from EU, from US. So this cancellation of Antonio Guterres' visit to Tigray indicates that the man in charge in Ethiopia is PM. And no one is going to give as much importance to Tigray as was given in the past. Only importance, if it is given, will be given after due consideration regarding Ethiopian government's reaction. Secondly, PM Abiy threw a lavish party in the honor of gas. It was a dinner hosted by the Prime Minister last night. African leaders, Scholz Michael, others, they were there. A viewer sent a video to me. He said, Sajid, see that in Ethiopia, where tens of thousands are dying and are in dire need of food, government is organizing such lavish parties. So what do you say? Firstly, watch the clip shared with me by the viewer, then I'll speak on it. Now, such dinners, such parties are not anything extraordinary. That is how governments function in developed, in developing, in underdeveloped countries. That is happening across the world. Though, yes, you can argue that where people are in dire need of food aid, government should adopt some austerity measures. It should not spend so much. But having said that, such dinners are a way of strengthening relations between governments, between a government which is hosting and institutions which are guests. Ethiopia, as I've been saying, is in dire need of financial aid. That is why we know that international institutions were invited to this summit and to the dinner as well. PM Abiy is not only propping up his own personal image as an African leader, but his government needs financial aid as well. So it's difficult to not organize such parties. It happens across the world. But having said that, yes, the government should ensure that scenes of such parties do not create a sense of deprivation for those Ethiopians who can't make both ends meet. Thirdly, viewers, Amhara region of Ethiopia, people say, Sajid, you are turning into pro-Amhara. You're anti-Oromo. You cover Oromia in a pro-Amhara manner. I am not pro-Amhara or pro-Oromo, pro-Tigray, pro-Abiy. I am pro-no one. Problem is that reporting changes. It varies from issue to issue. In some cases, Oromia regional government could be pursuing a policy which should be backed. In some other cases, Amhara government could be pursuing the same policy in the same manner. So that is why you cannot just report against one government all the time. You have to report all their actions, whether positive or negative. So we're not pro anyone. Arrival of IDPs from Wellega into Amhara, it's not something new, happening for years. Now videos are being shared from Debre Berhan, Amhara region of Ethiopia, where new arrivals are being reported. Thousands arriving on foot. So from Wellega, these people departed. They fled on foot. Muslims in majority of them. And they managed to reach Debre Berhan. And in Debre Berhan, another story starts that they have to face problems there too. Aid organizations have limited access or they have limited delivery to the people in Amhara region, displaced from Wellega. Mainly locals and government, they're trying to provide aid to these people. Wellega's issue cannot be resolved without involvement of Amhara region. I have been saying that. It's not just an internal issue of the Oromia region of Ethiopia. All stakeholders will have to sit. Only solution lies in all stakeholders sitting at the table. Watch a video from Debre Berhan showing the arrival of new IDPs. Thousands arrived reportedly, and Debre Berhan reportedly is flooded with these IDPs. It's no more in a position to accommodate more IDPs. Watch the clip. Lastly, was road race, cycling race in Rwanda underway. Today was day 2. Stage 2 of this race was held today, Tour du Rwanda 2023, and 8-stage race. A very interesting contest ongoing between Eritrean cyclist Hinok Berhan and British cyclist Ethan Vernon. Ethan Vernon won the first stage yesterday. And yesterday, Hinok Berhan stood at number 3. Today, Hinok Berhan improved a little. He finished at number 2. And Ethan Vernon maintained his lead, his position at number 1. So, a very close contest. Let's see who finishes at the top in the end. 8 stage. 2 stages finished, both won by the British cyclist Ethan Vernon. Thank you for watching.